Cool, cool. Just gonna be making my breakfast. I'll call it my fresher breakfast. So let's get started on that. I'm gonna be doing a newer fathead recipe, or I should call it a simplified fathead dough recipe. And by simplified, I'm not going to put the cream cheese in. I'm trying to reduce it. And this is a simple recipe for that fathead dough. It used 10 ounces of mozzarella, 5 ounces of almond flour, and 1 egg, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. The other recipe I have is like, you know, 1.5 cups of this and 2 cups of that, and blah, blah, blah. Simplified. I haven't made it this way yet, so this will be a first try for me anyway. Unfortunately, I thought I had mozzarella. There's only 9 ounces here, but I'm just gonna have to make do. I'm also gonna need 5 ounces of almond flour. So I am gonna do my best to get 5 ounces in there. So, or I'll do a little less than 5 ounces maybe, we'll see. So, curious how much this bowl actually weighs here. This bowl weighs 10 ounces, so we are going to reset that. And if I put this in here, it should say like 9.1. Okay, so 0. So let's get, I think I said 5 ounces. Oh, okay, gonna need a lot more than that, Mario. Ooh. Gonna need a bigger boat. 5 ounces, 5.1 ounces, that's cool. Good. Let's set this aside. And yeah, 9.9, which is what this bowl weighed. Yeah, 5 ounces, perfect. All right, let's get this zipped up and out of the way. Anybody who might join, if you want to say go ahead and say hello. You can do that. Make my life a little easier, I'm going to get a big bowl here. I am going to put in all this cheese. Unfortunately, it's not 10 ounces. I guess I could put in some other cheese to kind of make up for it. But this is mozzarella is a soft cheese, so a softer cheese. I'll be daring and throw in maybe a couple of cheddar cubes. This might be a mistake, I don't know. I'll put in 3. 1 for the chef. I'm gonna put this in the microwave for about a minute. Once that cheese is nice and melted, we'll get back to that. See if I can't straighten this out just a little bit. It's really bright. I'm going to turn that off for a second. While I have 28 seconds, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Today marks kind of a milestone. I have lost 44.4 pounds as of today. That is my wedding day weight over 10 years, just over 10 years ago. I'll post a picture with this later, but I'm good getting there. I'm kind of happy. I'm at a good weight for now, but I plan on losing more. And I am for those of you who don't know how much I weighed, I'll share that for the first time ever, I think. I am now 200.0 pounds. I'd like to get back down, ideally, to like a 185 to as low as 170, because that's how I know I was when I was at a healthy weight. It's been raining, so I haven't been able to bike ride. So, that being said, let's stir some of that. So, just gonna stir this till it's nice and mixed and consistent. Since I don't have any cream cheese in here, this will not much mixing to do. Let's get another 30 seconds out of that. Thank you, Hockey Girl, and welcome to the chat. This was a tough week for me as far as keto goes. My weight started going up a bit, and I think it's because Easter just kind of really threw me off as far as everything that was going on. So, you know, it happens, but I'm back on track. Okay, we got that mozzarella. Let me stir that up a little bit. This looks nice. I'm going to throw in that was 10 ounces or 9 ounces in this case. I was short the mozzarella. I don't want to put the egg in on the hot mozzarella because I didn't want it to cook from the heat. I'm going to add in my 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and this will help it rise a little. Well, that's the idea behind it anyway. And get my egg. I'll be careful about opening it because I don't want to drop any shells in there. I didn't want to dirty another bowl, otherwise I would have cracked and mixed that egg in there. Might have to heat this up a little bit more, we'll see. I'm pretty sure the cheese was good and melted. It's probably a little too hot to handle right now. I like the spatula mixers here. The name is escaping me. The spatulas, the silicone spatulas, but sometimes they have too much flex, so I'll be hand mixing this. And when you hand mix it, this is the other thing as well, this is with the cream cheese. When you don't use cream cheese, I'm not using that this time around, it's stickier, so I was told. So I decided to say, hey, let's try without the cream cheese, because cream cheese, you know, no carbs. However, there is that cholesterol factor, which I have to still be careful of. So let's get that there. Wet my hand a little bit. And this feels much softer than the usual recipe I make. But I'm assuming that's because I don't have the cream cheese in there. You know, as it dries, it thickens. But this will thicken up too. And, you know, if you're not big on a lot of cheese, although this is mainly a cheese recipe, if you don't like cream cheese, I don't like cream cheese, but as a recipe, sorry, as a ingredient, it doesn't bother me. Get my hands wet again. Don't forget, if you like this video, like, subscribe, press the ring notification button, and share the video if you want, or any of my videos. Alright, you know what? This is actually nice. Alright, next part is going to require me to move the air fryer out of the way, and I'll explain why. Okay. here. And I got my tortilla press out. So I'm going to make some flat dough for to make my breakfast sandwich. Sort of like if you've ever been to like places like All About Pan, it's called I think a skinny bagel. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the everything, all the bagel seasoning thing, whatever they call it. Like it's called like everything but the something or other. Sorry, I forget the name. Someone I'm sure will remind me. So I'm just putting this together. I leave it in the box because this is heavy. This thing will break tiles, break stoves, break countertops. So I keep it in the box and at least keeps it a little bit padded. I'm not going to bend the cotter pin. So here we go. And what I do is I bought these 7-inch rounds with leaves, and they are, oh sorry, 8-inch. And if you see, this is a perfect 8-inch sheet here. And I'm not sure how much I should use, so actually I'm gonna weigh it out. I'm gonna say probably 2 ounces is probably gonna be more than enough. Let's see. It's 1.5. That may even be plenty. So let me start with that. So we'll put that in the press. We'll circle that up. Throw another one on top here. And we'll smush this down a little bit. That might be too big. Oh yeah, that's too big. The other option is I can just not squish it as much. So let me, I'm gonna cut this down to about 1 ounce. Now that I know, I'll make that adjustment. Yeah, that's about 1 ounce. Cool, close enough. All right, we got our 1 ounce down there. I'm not going to smush it too much. I want it to be about a 4-inch circle because that's what I'm going to base my egg on. Is like a 4-inch circle. And I'm spinning this around as I make it. That's kind of Jack's technique. Jack, if you're listening, shout out to you. And got to put this on top. That'll help keep it clean. Alright, that's close enough. Take that off. And the dough is, since it's still warm, it's stretching out. I will get another, alright, that's good. Pull this down. I'm going to be lazy and not get another parchment paper. It's going to stick and I'm going to regret it, of course. Of course. All right. All right. This is going to kind of shrink up a little bit. And I have actually a dough docker now. I'm not going to use that on this. Because it's new, still in the package, and I got to cut it. Not that it needs it, but I'm just going to poke some holes. When I make the pizza, I do use the dough docker. Or poke holes, I should say. Because I just got the dough docker. I haven't used it yet. Okay, got my 2 pieces. I'm going to close this and get this out of the way. Okay. Waited as long as I can. I'm going to preheat the Breville. I didn't want all that air noise happening, so I got my Breville in the back there. We'll put that on the pizza setting. Not that it matters. You can set it however you want. I'll probably cook this at, you can't see it, but I'll cook it at 375, give or take. And I'll wrap this up later. Maybe I'll make a nice pizza with that. The air fryer, let's see. Okay, still dirty from last night's use. That's okay. I have my sausage. That's a Gianelli sauce, sweet Italian sausage, kind of like breakfast patty. So I'm going to get that in the air fryer. I'm also going to get some bacon in there. Usually I cut it in half, but I'm going to see if I can avoid doing that in here. Might be a little hard. Let's see. 3 slices is more than enough. Come on. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough. So my food scissors are in the sink, so I'll just break it by hand at this point. Should have thought of that and gave that some forethought. But that's alright. I'm going to toss it all in there. Doesn't have to be fancy. Bacon takes about 6 minutes to cook in here at worst case scenario. The sweet Italian sausage is frozen, so that could be different. So, there we go. If you haven't seen that yet, let's get that in the fire. We'll do 360. And we'll check it in so many minutes. If you see, the dough has kind of shrunk down a little bit here. Oop, no piece of dough. And I got my last egg for the bacon, egg, and cheese portion. Let's get this counter wiped down a little bit. I could probably re-squish these a little bit. It seems like with using just mozzarella, it tends to spring back a little bit more. That's okay. Do not do what I'm about to do. Do not put this on any type of glass surface. You will regret it if it breaks. I'm just not too bright sometimes, and I'm being lazy. So I'm going to sit this here, just mash it down a little bit more. That should shrink up. It's already starting to shrink up. You can see that right there. It's pulling the paper with it. So I'm going to take this off. I can smell broccoli because that's what I cooked in the air fryer. Just sometimes you run out of time. Okay, so. Oh no. Oh, I got it. Saved. There we go. Let's get this back out of the way. Okay. Got the Breville in the back. These are really skinny bagels, so they're not going to take much time to cook. Toss those in there, and since they're that skinny, it may not require a lot of what do you want to say, cooking time, but I may flip it anyway. All right, napkins here. More dirty plates and bowls. Got my little 8-inch pan. I'm gonna put this on a medium low heat, and someone was saying those silicone rings are a waste, they don't work. Well, they always worked for me, so I'm just gonna prove a point again today and use the silicone ring. And one of the keys is to just make sure you spray the pan with, you can use bacon fat too. However, I want to spray the ring with a little bit. So I'll just use this and slow. That's the key, low and slow. And by slow, it's still only going to be like 4 minutes to cook it. All right, I got too much weight on the top of this. Let me reduce it. The bacon is cooking up okay in there. I am going to just, however, shift it around so it's not sitting on top of each other. I think the timer was set for 15 minutes. I didn't change it, but like I said, 3 to 6 minutes, depending how you like it. And the sausage is not ready to flip. Hey Jay, sorry I didn't see a comment. I am going to make I'm making a bacon, egg, sausage, and cheese on fathead dough. Fathead dough is a low-carb keto recipe. And instead of American cheese, I'm going to use provolone. And the reason being is it is believed that, you know, American cheese, for instance, is probably one of the later cheeses you would want to use. Sure, you can use it, but provolone is better, cheddar is better. So I got some provolone cheese I'll stick on the top of that. And if you missed the fathead, so I got the fathead dough in. I haven't tried this recipe for the fathead. I wish I actually made a third one, because then I would have tested it just as a bread, maybe butter it or something. See, I didn't dough dock this enough. It's getting all puffy in here. See, Jack, I screwed up. Here is the dough. I'm going to flip it. Oh, can't flip it yet. But I didn't poke enough holes in it. But it does, that being the case, what it does tell me is it will rise. I don't have a fancy dough docker. I just bought a cheap plastic one. It looks like these rings just kind of put together. So they use these same rings, and you can just keep stacking them to make wider dough dockers. So this one's a 4-pronger. When I wash this, I'll use this for my pizza. It was cheap. It was like $5, I think. But I didn't want to invest in a really good one, not knowing if I was even going to use it. I have yet to use it. Here is the dough. Let me fix it up a little bit. For those who may have not have seen it, may have joined late. I was picking at it. But there is the dough. So. Now the almond flour itself, pull that back out, is what gives you all of the carbs. I don't know how well this is going to show up, to be honest, but it's got 5 total carb and 1 fiber, and usually what you do is no added sugars is, you know, it's net 4, because you got 5 carbs minus 1 fiber, so 4, and that's based on 2 tablespoons. Now, I don't know. There was a hell of a lot more than 2 tablespoons in that flour I made for that dough. So maybe some point what I'll do is because 4 tablespoons is a 1/4 cup, and I used a 1/4 cup, but I think I used like at least 4 of those. So that's like 16 tablespoons. So that's like 8 servings. So 8 times 4, that's 32 carbs. That's actually quite a bit. And I'm guessing, I could be totally off on that number, but that being the case, is I'm only having a couple of 1 ounce pieces, so that, you know, might give me like, if that whole thing is 32 carbs, let's just say maybe I'm having 5 carbs, and I can have 20 carbs a day, so that's fine. Here's my dough. It's a little hot in my hands. I'm going to flip it. And the reason I'm flipping it is because I want both sides to be cooked. Let's take a look at the air fryer, see how it's doing. As you can see, it's doing pretty well. Or maybe you can't see. The bacon is just about ready, and I am going to flip the sausage. I can even pan fry the sausage after, to be honest with you. You know, stick it in the pan. This can all be done in the air fryer. I am cooking the egg on the stove top simply because this is another way. I've done it before, so those of you say, no, you can't. Yes, you can. And I am going to spray this like this. And now that's sprayed. And the key to this is you want to whoosh the ring around so it creates like a seal. And I am going to crack my egg. There we go. And this is a 4-inch ring. And you don't have to break the yolk. I'll break it up just a little bit. It's already going to be plenty of salt in this, so I'm just going to put a little bit of pepper. Sorry for my arm. Now, in a minute or two, we'll remove the ring because it'll be solid enough to hold, and then we'll flip it. Or we don't have to, depending how we like it cooked. All right. Okay. One of the pieces of bread really shrunk up a lot, so it'll be an uneven sandwich, but it'll be a sandwich nonetheless. Let's take a look at my bacon. Get a paper towel down there to kind of dry out some of that fat. You see the bacon. Now when I make a sandwich, sometimes I don't want it as crunchy, but if I'm eating just bacon, yeah, I want crunchy bacon. Or crispy bacon. Not necessarily crunchy. I keep accidentally buying these selector size bounties, and it annoys me, but I guess in this case it's working out. We'll just fold that over, get some of that fat off. There's our egg still going. And let's take a look at our bread. The bread is still going. Now the GoWISE is smoking up because I should have emptied out the oil out of there. There's probably still some oil in the base from cooking the bacon. Sometimes I'll drain it out if there's a lot of fat between turning, you know, just tilt it out or whatever. Yeah, that's hot. So let's see what I got. I got 9 people on this right now. If anybody has any questions, ask away. If you're not a subscriber, please consider Facebook, Instagram. I post there, or I try to most often. As I mentioned earlier, for those who just joined, today was a milestone, 44.4 pounds. I lost, excuse me, not gained. And embarrassingly enough to say, my actual weight now is 200.0. I got a new scale, and it's not wacky like my old one, and it has a Bluetooth, so I can sync it up with my phone and keep track of everything. So hopefully another 15, 20, 30 pounds, who knows, whatever I feel good with. I just started riding the bike, but it's been raining, it's going to rain, it says another 2 weeks, so I will not be riding my bike much in the coming couple of weeks, or at all. Be pulling out that bread shortly, and the egg, as you can see, I should have pulled the ring off already, but I'll do that now because I waited a little too long. But you see, that looks fine. There's a little egg stuck on the inside here. Not a big deal. That's because I waited a little too long. But I don't do this normally when I'm talking, so. And let's get this, and I'll turn it upside down. Sorry about that, folks. Let's see how this looks. And that's what can happen if you don't take the grease out of your air fryer. That's actually, I think, only the second time that's ever happened to me. So, all right, let's take this bread out. You guys are probably laughing at me right now. That's okay too. See my flathead dough here. Again, unfortunately, separate sizes. So what do we got? We have my bread. It's it's just crispy along the edges a little bit. There's my sausage patty.
I got it.
That's the thing embarrassing about lives is that stuff you can't cover up. Got a nice piece of provolone, perfect size. And since that sausage is hot, it'll help melt that. There's my egg. Kind of funny, huh? Go ahead, crack the jokes at me. Yeah, go ahead. Piece of bacon.
It's not stopping.
That's okay. Okay. The top piece actually wasn't too bad as far as being too small.
It's not stopping.
Yeah, that's okay. Hopefully you guys have muted the noise. Okay, so now that you guys are done laughing, here we go. There is the sausage, the cheese, the egg, and the bacon all on my fathead dough. I never cut my sandwich in half, but let's cut it in half. There we go. See how that looks? Now I'm going to show you why this is smoking so badly. If we look in the barrel, yes, unfortunately you have to look at my barrel. I'm going to pour the grease out. See all that grease? That is what happens when you don't clean the basket in between cookings. I dump out the grease usually, and I didn't. But here we go. Sorry, let me silence this thing once and for all. Again, apologies. So there is the sandwich. That looks pretty good. Did you fix oven fan noise? Are you referring to the GoWISE? It was makes a little rattling noise once in a while. That just started happening, but I think that's partially due to, let's see if you can find it. This is broken. It took a spill, and this causes some rattling and not to fit right. But the rattling noise only sticks around for a minute or so. But we'll see if I end up replacing the basket with another one I have, or if I retire this air fryer. I have more air fryers, so. All right. So here's a close-up. Hopefully you can see that. You got your fathead dough, sausage, egg, bacon, and cheese is in there too. Oh. Gauge. So the problem I was having with the oven, the real oven, was the back of the stove. I have a cord. The cord is back there, and it's between the wall and the back of the stove where the fan is. When I push the stove back too far, it pushes the cheap tin back on the stove in, which touches the fan, which causes it to grind. So I pulled the stove forward like a half an inch, and the noise went away. I didn't realize that's what you were talking about. Just grabbing myself some water here. Now about this new fathead dough, basically the big difference is the portions are different of the ingredients, and there's no cream cheese. It's still okay. It tastes less like a biscuit. So when I make the fathead dough and just eat it, if you've ever had a McDonald's biscuit, which I never really care for, unless you dipped it in like maple syrup or something. That's more like that. And that's probably where the cream cheese came into play, is it added that taste I wasn't always fond of. Alexa, what's the weather? I forget. It's 51 degrees, but it's been raining for several days, which is good for the grass because it's been growing really well. We have flood warnings in effect. I'm enjoying it. Oh. I bit my cheek. That's a common problem for me. But I never bite my left side. It's always my right. And then it swells up and then I can't eat, which helps. But I've done that twice in the past week. and it happens less since I've lost the weight. I think it's just I have a raw spot in my mouth with this. I would do it accidentally by it. So now yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I like bacon, egg, and cheese. Don't get me wrong. The sweet Italian sausage that you could probably see there. Good, bad, or different. I could take or leave the sausage on there just because I'm used to having the sweet Italian sausage in the past in a roll with mustard or something. Usually it's just bacon, egg, and cheese. So I have plenty of dough, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But there goes my other half a sandwich. And by the way, these are more filling than a regular sandwich. I mean, the bagels, usually I used to have it with the bagels, and those are pretty filling. However, they're also airy, and maybe that's the difference with this fathead dough. It's thin, but it's deceiving because it's a heavy bread, because it's, you know, heavy in general because of the mozzarella and the flour and all that. You know, that's the majority of the ingredient besides the egg. But oh, piece of bacon fell out. Oh well. Good. So I'll do my repeats from earlier. I started January 15th, and let me find out how many days that is. 15, what are we? Today is the 20th? What's today's date? Today's the 27th. 20th. Say the 20th. So 12 days. Okay, sorry. So it's been 3 months, 12 days since I started. I am 44.4 pounds down as of this morning at 7 a.m. I've just eaten now. I haven't had anything to drink or eat. So if I actually waited till before I started this video and weighed myself, I would have probably been in the ones at that point. But maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Depends what I eat today. As long as I don't go up, and weight can fluctuate 5 pounds either way. But that's a good choice. So 200.0 pounds, 44.4 down. And I'm having what I used to have. Now, as far as random stuff goes, as mentioned, I haven't been able to ride my bike because it's been raining out. Janet, I've tried to eat my broccoli. I picked up more organic broccoli, but it was different, even though it was the same brand. And it just didn't cook right, didn't taste right. So I don't know if they were big florets, though. I don't know why they changed. Of all the green vegetables, I tolerate broccoli the most, I think. When my mother or brother makes it, they throw in some olives, so they'll get the oil heated up. They'll throw in some peppers uncut, you know, the what kind of peppers are the shriveled red ones. They'll put it in there just to give it some flavor, then pull it out. Throw in some cut up garlic, and then do the broccoli, and that tastes really good. And then pour the oils on that and the sliced up thin pieces of garlic. Me, I just spritz it with some oil, a little salt, and air fry it up for like, you know, I keep hearing 400 for 6 minutes. Nope, not frozen broccoli. Like 3 to 6 minutes at 320, 330 is what I usually do it at. And that's just the way I like it. We've got on the timer here. We've got 45 minutes. I think that's probably enough. This will be my shortest live ever. Thanks, IK Smart Cooking. Appreciate it. Gage and Jay and Hockey Girl 63. I think we had at least 9 on here at one point. Looks like people have dropped off since. Again, I appreciate you stopping by. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you know I'm putting out a new video. Please share these videos. That would be great. And I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and don't forget to unplug the air fryer, folks. Thank you very much. Oh. Bye now.